Ever found yourself in hot water because of something you said to your girlfriend? You're not alone. We've all stumbled upon a phrase that, in hindsight, we wish we hadn't said. Sometimes it's the most innocent comments that can spark a wildfire. In this intricate dance of words we call communication, it's crucial to avoid stepping on any toes. Today, we're navigating this conversational minefield together. So buckle up for an enlightening journey into relationship diplomacy. Stay tuned as we unveil the top 10 things you should never say to your girlfriend. At number 10, we have, "You're overreacting." This phrase, though often used in the heat of the moment, can be incredibly damaging. It signals a lack of understanding and empathy. When you tell your partner she's overreacting, you're essentially saying that her feelings are invalid. You're dismissing her emotions rather than trying to understand them. This can lead to feelings of isolation and misunderstanding. Instead of saying she's overreacting, try to approach the situation with empathy. Ask her to explain why she's upset. It's important to validate her emotions and show that you're there for her. You may not fully understand her reaction, but that doesn't mean her feelings aren't real. By recognizing and acknowledging her emotions, you're showing her that she's heard and understood. So, remember, validate her feelings, don't dismiss them. It may seem like a small change in how you communicate, but it can make a world of difference in your relationship. Coming in at number 9 is, "My ex used to." Now, this is a phrase that's all too familiar, isn't it? We've all heard it, and maybe, just maybe, some of us have said it too. But here's the thing. Comparisons, especially with ex-partners, can be a quick route to creating insecurity and resentment. It's like walking on thin ice. You never know when it'll crack. When you say, "My ex used to," you're not just making a simple comparison. You're bringing up past relationships into the present moment. It subtly suggests that the current partner isn't living up to some kind of standard set by the ex. And that, my friends, can be a real confidence killer. The key is to focus on the individuality of your partner. Appreciate them for who they are, not how they stack up against someone from your past. After all, your ex is your ex for a reason, right? Remember, focus on the present and the person you're with. At number 8, we have, "You're just like your mother." Now, this might seem like an innocent comment, but it can be a potential minefield. Why so? Well, it's because it's an indirect way of implying that you're observing traits in your partner that might not be desirable. It's not just about the character trait you're pointing out, but it's also about the assumption that she will inevitably turn into her mother, for good or bad. It's a blanket comparison that can cause unnecessary tension. Instead, if there's a behavior that bothers you, address it directly and respectfully. Discuss the specific action or behavior rather than making it about her mother. This way, you're not just avoiding potential conflict, but you're also fostering open and healthy communication. Remember, everyone is unique and deserves to be seen as their own person, so avoid making blanket comparisons. Number 7 on our list is "calm down." Now, this phrase might seem harmless, even comforting, but in reality, it often has the opposite effect. Here's why. When someone is upset or agitated, telling them to calm down can be perceived as dismissive. It implies that their feelings are not valid or that they are overreacting. This can exacerbate the situation, leading to more frustration and distress. Instead of calming down, the person might feel misunderstood and unheard, which can escalate the situation further. In a way, telling someone to calm down can be like pouring gasoline on a fire. So what can you do instead? Well, a more empathetic approach can make all the difference. Try acknowledging their feelings. Show that you understand and care about what they're going through. This can help calm the situation naturally, without making the other person feel dismissed or invalidated. Next time, try a more empathetic approach. At number 6, we have, "You always, you never." These phrases might seem harmless, but they are often perceived as absolute statements that can feel accusatory and unfair. They are a form of generalization that fails to acknowledge the complexity and fluctuation of human behavior. When we say "you always" or "you never," we're essentially ignoring those times when the person has done otherwise. This can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration, as the person may feel their efforts are being overlooked or undervalued. Moreover, these absolute statements can make the other person feel defensive and less likely to engage in open and constructive dialogue. It's important to remember that communication is the key to any successful relationship. Instead of using absolutes, try expressing your feelings in a more nuanced way. Instead of saying "you never listen to me," you could say, "I feel unheard when I share my thoughts with you." This approach is less accusatory and more conducive to understanding. So try to express your feelings without using absolutes. Number 5 on our list is, "Are you really going to eat that?" Now, this may seem like an innocent remark, but let's delve a bit deeper. The statement can be interpreted as a judgment about her eating habits or body image. It can imply that she should be eating less or differently and can be quite hurtful. Food is a personal choice and often tied to cultural identity, personal preference, or even emotional comfort. Questioning someone's food choices can feel intrusive and disrespectful. This comment can also be damaging to self-esteem, especially if she's already struggling with body image or self-confidence issues. Instead, if you're genuinely concerned about her health or diet, have an open conversation about it. Express your concerns without judgment or accusations. Remember, it's about supporting each other's choices and fostering a healthy relationship, not policing each other's plates. Remember, it's not your place to police her food choices. Coming in at number 4 is, "You're acting crazy." Now, this statement, while it might seem harmless to some, can actually be quite damaging. It's dismissive and can even be considered a form of gaslighting. When you tell your girlfriend, "You're acting crazy," what you're really doing is invalidating her feelings and experiences. Instead of addressing the issue at hand, you're making her the issue. You're dismissing her emotions and reducing her reactions to mere irrationality. This can lead to feelings of confusion and self-doubt, causing her to question her own perception of reality. Rather than resorting to this, try to understand where she's coming from. If she's upset, ask her about it. Discuss it. Validate her feelings instead of labeling them as crazy. It's okay to disagree, but it's not okay to dismiss her emotions or experiences. Communication is key in any relationship. Remember, it's not about winning an argument, it's about understanding each other. Avoid labeling and invalidating her feelings. Number 3 on our list is, "Why can't you be more like..." Now, this one's a real doozy. Why? Because it's a direct comparison, and comparisons have a nasty way of breeding resentment and insecurity. It's like saying, "I wish you were different." And let's face it, no one wants to hear that. When you compare your girlfriend to someone else, what you're essentially doing is highlighting her perceived shortcomings. It's a quick way to make her feel less than, unappreciated, and undervalued. Instead of wishing she were more like someone else, why not celebrate her for who she is? Embrace her uniqueness, appreciate her quirks, love her, not some idealized version of her. Remember, she's not a project to be improved upon, but a person to be loved and cherished. Appreciate her for who she is, not who you want her to be. At number 2, we have, "You look tired." This seemingly harmless comment can actually be quite damaging. It's a remark that often comes across as, "You look bad," "You look older," or "You're not as vibrant as you usually are." It's a subtle way of saying that something is off, something is wrong. And let's not forget, when we're tired, we often look less than our best. This little phrase, then, can be a big blow to someone's self-esteem. It can suggest that they're not taking care of themselves, or that they're not coping well with their workload. It's a judgment, masked as an observation. Instead, try asking about their day, their feelings, or their workload. Show genuine concern without passing any judgment. Remember, it's not about what you say, but how you say it. The words you choose can either build or break a relationship. So choose your words carefully. And the number 1 thing you should never say to your girlfriend is, "Relax." Now, you might be thinking, what's wrong with that? Well, telling someone to relax can actually be quite infuriating and dismissive. When we say relax, it's often in response to someone else's stress or frustration, but rather than acknowledging their feelings, this comment tends to minimize them. It's as if you're saying that their reaction is overblown or unjustified. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It just fuels the flames. Instead of helping, it usually escalates the situation and makes the other person feel unheard and misunderstood. So what should you say instead? A far better approach would be to show empathy and understanding. Let them know you're there for them. Say, "I see you're upset and I'm here for you." This simple shift can make a world of difference in your communication. Instead of "relax," try "I'm here for you." So there you have it, the top 10 things you should never say to your girlfriend. From accusing her of overreacting to comparing her to others, these phrases can inadvertently harm your relationship. Avoid remarks about her eating habits, tired looks, or invoking the dreaded X. Remember, it's not just about avoiding these phrases, but fostering a culture of respect and understanding. Remember, communication is key. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.